It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. It's Monday, December 16th. I am so happy to see all of you here. Welcome. I hope everyone had a phenomenal weekend. We are getting closer and closer to Christmas and Hanukkah. Same day this year. Hanukkah actually starts the night before Christmas, on the night before Christmas. And all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even the Hanukkah elves. We're going to have to work on that. What are you guys doing for the holidays? Are you traveling? Are you staying in town? This week will be the last full week of Daily Dose of Donna of the year 2024. That's right. Next week, I will be traveling and I will be going out of town for the majority of the week. I will be popping in at the end of the week, I believe. And then the following week, I will be here in Los Angeles. So I'll be taking off New Year's Eve, maybe New Year's Day. New Year's Day, maybe New Year's Eve. I'm going to have to work around some days, but next week I will be taking off. And you guys are going to be seeing me on Instagram stories and maybe a little bit of a members only. And then, of course, definitely Patreon. So make sure to join in for that. I see a lot of you guys going on vacations and doing different things. I can't wait to catch up with all of you guys over on the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group, Daily Dose of Donna, to keep in touch. Todd is definitely staying in town. He has to hold down the fort over here and make sure that, there's no dog bites because all the packages coming. We have to have security. We have to make sure that, Bronwyn stays safe and poop gets cleaned up. Everyone get comfy. We've got a lot to talk about because you know what? Those VPR boys are just getting in trouble. The longer that they're fired from that show, they cannot stay out of trouble. I can't even. Plus, we had a Sister Wives episode that we can't stop from talking about because Cody cannot stop coding. We're going to touch on Real Housewives of Potomac, plus a lot of microdose stories. Like lots of them, actually some pretty interesting ones, I thought. So get comfy, everyone. This is your episode, your Monday episode of Daily Dose of Donna. I just got a note here about the newsletter. If you guys are getting the newsletter, we send out a newsletter every single Monday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific time. I believe it comes out 6 a.m. Pacific. And you can sign up at dailydosepod.com/newsletter. If you struggle in any capacity with the newsletter, meaning you're not getting it, it's going to your spam and you're not seeing it there, or it's not coming into your email, or you're struggling to see something with it, whatever it is, the link isn't working, whatever, you can respond to the email that it comes from with a note because it goes straight to my email address, which is hello@donnabowling.com. You can send any email there, and that is the email where you can connect with me if you have any questions for me or chat with me there. So hello@donnabowling.com. That's DANA, not DONNA, for those of you that just don't understand that. That's just the way my name is spelled. Sometimes we are born with, well, not sometimes, we're born with the names that we're just born with. That's just the way it is. So take it up with my mom, okay? If you have an issue with my name, just take it up with my mom. Sorry. And also you can sign up for the newsletter and you'll get every newsletter, which comes with links to some of my previous episodes from the week. It comes with links to things that I am talking about during the week. Some of my favorite, maybe clothing links that I'm talking about, books that I'm reading, movies that I'm watching, recipes that I'm cooking, TikToks that I'm talking about, deep dives that I'm into. It's really fun. If you are into Patreon, I did a Patreon yesterday where I really deep dived and went deep onto my feelings of hypocrisy between a lot of the James Kennedy feelings and Tom Sandoval and Allie. We really went into it. I will touch on the arrest logs, of course, because that came out Friday night. We didn't have a show since then. So even though I talked about it on Patreon, I will touch on that today. But I think it's all really interesting to go and onto Patreon. If you are a Patreon member, you'll notice it's very loose-lipped. I just kind of riff. I don't think twice about what I say, even more so than on this show, which is why I get in trouble all the time on Patreon. My Patreon is like, it's as if, even though I do it sober, it's as if you've caught me after a few cocktails. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's a Sunday. I have no makeup on. I'm usually in a robe or in my workout clothes. There's no camera. Thank God. Wouldn't want to scare you away. But I just feel very cozy and comfy. So I just talk it all out, just say it all. So I have fun just kind of going all in on it. Anyway, let's get into the show. Before I get into everything, I do want to shout out our sponsor of this week's episode, Daily Dose of Donna's Daily Dose of Donna is proudly brought to you by LOLAVIE, the award-winning hair care line founded by the one and only Jennifer Aniston. Now that the holiday season is in full swing, it's time to embrace the joy of giving. And let's be real, what's better than giving or getting the gift of gorgeous, healthy hair? Okay. You know that unstoppable feeling of when you're having a great hair day. That's exactly the magic Jen wanted to bottle up with LOLAVIE. Their lineup of clean, plant-powered products is designed for every hair type and texture so you can enjoy silky, shiny, and strong holiday hair without sacrificing hair health. The secret, LOLAVIE's revolutionary B Pro 3 bond technology derived from chia seeds. It's clinically proven to prevent, protect, and repair damage, guarding against dryness and breakage while leaving your hair visibly healthier. And let me tell you, LOLAVIE's glossing detangler has been my go-to. Not only does it smell amazing, but it also leaves my hair soft, smooth, and so much easier to style. It's a detangler, heat protectant, frizz fighter, shine enhancer, and hydrator all in one. Basically, it's hair magic in a bottle. So if you're shopping for gifts, the ultimate hair kit is the way to go, featuring Jen's favorites, the restorative shampoo, conditioner, and the award-winning glossing detangler. It's the perfect gift to tuck under the tree or to treat yourself. So you can get 15% off at lolavie.com with code Donna15. So DANA, remember the spelling, DANA 15 at LOLAVIE, that's LOLAVIE.com with promo code Donna15. LOLAVIE.com with code Donna15. Don't forget to let them know you heard about them on Daily Dose of Donna. When they ask, trust me, your hair will thank you. And this is second day hair. I washed it yesterday and it looks good still. I feel like I didn't even blow dry it again today. I just slept on it and came to the show. All right, guys, we got to get into the stories, right? We've got some stories. Now, it's microdose time. And you know what they say about microdose? They say it's time to microdose. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. You don't have to microdose. You can just be sober for this. But when I say microdose, I don't mean doing anything except taking a little microdose. We've got some microdoses to hit up right now. Okay. We got to talk Teddi Mellencamp first. That's our first microdose because Teddi Mellencamp has hit the press again. Because on page 6 in Daily Mail, I see it everywhere that according to page 6, she's out and about. She's spotted with her horse trainer. Did you guys see that? Pictures of her out with her horse trainer at her daughter's equestrian competition amidst this cheating scandal. It's still going on. She's out there. She's doing her thing with the guy. But you know what? I don't think it's as scandalous as they're trying to make it. I have to say, I really don't think. You want to know why? Because I'm just going to let you guys in on a little secret. Her horse trainer, who happens to be allegedly the man that she has had this affair with, has been the horse trainer this entire time. And in fact, I do believe that she has been like spending time with him, not necessarily in that way, but I think she's been with him physically as her daughter's horse trainer since the day of this revelation, every single day. Why? Because she's been tagging him in her stories all the time since the day that this affair was unearthed. This man has been in her stories every single day. So page 6 in Daily Mail got so excited to talk about this and post about it. And the truth is, this picture is the trainer and Teddi videotaping her daughter horse horse riding, just like any mom would do. There's nothing scandalous about this. She's at the equestrian center filming her daughter with the trainer there. And this is a very normal experience. Okay. So I think this is just making mountains out of molehills. What do you guys think? Is that what you say? Mountains out of molehills? Maybe it's just one molehill. She has been tagging him in every single horse story, if you pay attention. Now, I'm not trying to throw Teddi under the bus here. I'm just saying she's not hiding him as her horse trainer. He's very much an active horse trainer in her life. And I really don't think that she's hiding him in any capacity, because not only is she tagging him, he's reposting her stories. He's collaborating in stuff with her as a horse trainer. Not like they're not out on dates. They're not spending time off the horse tracks. Now, she has her podcast, Diamonds in the Rough. She has currently 2 podcasts. She's doing Diamonds in the Rough with Erica. She's doing 2 Teas in a Pod with Tamra. And I know that she's in Diamonds in the Rough. She's answering more personal questions. She's talking more personal. But today they released a 2 Teas in a Pod, she and Tamra, where they answered some more personal questions. I still haven't listened, but there was a personal answer, like question answer thing, where they did talk about it. Now, there is a comment here from someone that says, I hope his wife kicks her ass. I'm going to say one thing really quickly. And I'm not standing up for Teddi for cheating at all, because I will not do that. But we don't know the whole story, because I did see some information. And I know that there was a lot of like rumors afoot that she was apparently giving birth exactly at the moment when Teddi was in Florida with the guy. That didn't happen. That was all like a rumor. They don't have, the horse trainer and the wife don't have a little baby. So this didn't happen. That's not a true story. They have like a toddler, like a 2 or 3-year-old toddler. We've talked about that too. Secondly, I heard that the wife and the horse trainer have not been married for, like, they ended their marriage in early 2024, like February of 2024. So the whole thing, I just want to say, plus not to mention, we do know that Teddi's husband, Edwin, has openly, it's like an open story, he has committed adultery also in the marriage. Not saying it's right, but I'm just saying, like, we don't know the full story. There's a lot that we don't know. So, okay. We don't know that it's been going on for years, Asif. So Asif says this has been going on for years, though. So when she gave birth, they were together in Florida. I don't think we know that. I don't think that that's like true. I think she just recently started working with this horse trainer when she got this new horse. So I don't think we know all the facts. And I wouldn't say that just about Teddi. I would say that about a lot of people. Like, I just think it's very easy to assume that we know all the things about these reality stars, but we don't. Like, there's another story that's going on this is so like inside baseball, but I'm going to try to like talk about this in a way that without giving away personal information. But something happened this morning in the YouTube world. If you watch people's YouTube shows that are daily shows, okay? There's a YouTube daily show that goes on every single morning. And there was one that went on this morning, earlier in the morning, this morning. And something happened on the show where certain information was revealed. And there's all these rumors online that like, oh my God, I cannot believe that inside information was revealed. This person that revealed it is the worst person and they are the worst friend. And I cannot believe they did this. Like, they're a horrible person. And I went straight to the person that revealed the information. I was like, oh my gosh, is the person mad at you for saying that? And that person said directly to me, no, not at all. Like, not at all. So I just think like the fans and the everyone likes to create drama sometimes when there's not really actually drama. That's all I'm saying, basically. Okay, let's move on. Uh, let's move on for sake of a news story. After Teddi Mellencamp, let's talk about. I really want to talk about the Ashton Kutcher and everything. Okay, let's talk about Tom Sandoval. Let's just get right into Tom Sandoval because this was how I woke up this morning. I had to wake up to Tom Sandoval live. Do you know how scary that is? Okay. We can only take so much. Listen, every single day, I feel like, we wake up, they tell you to wake up, not look at your phone, wake up and not like spend time and like meditate, look at your journal, do other things. No, you have to look at your phone and immediately see Tom Sandoval live smoking a cigarette and drinking alcohol at 6 a.m. Like, what is happening in that home? So, this is what happened last night at midnight, LA time. I'm sleeping, obviously, because I am 97 years old. But at midnight, around midnight last night, Victoria releases a Instagram. Victoria is Tom Sandoval's girlfriend. Releases an Instagram story of some sort that says, "Wow, you guys were right. Tiger never changes its stripes. He loves the best friends, apparently. I feel like a fool, completely heartbroken." Okay. When you see something like that, the first immediate thing that you're assuming is she's talking about her boyfriend, Tom Sandoval. She's saying, "You guys were right. Tiger never changes his stripes." Essentially, my boyfriend, Tom Sandoval, is the same. A cheater never stops cheating. If you're once a cheater, you're always a cheater. Always they're always the same. He loves best friends, apparently. So he essentially cheated on me with my best friend. And I'm heartbroken. All I know about Tom Sandoval right now, excuse me. All I know about Tom Sandoval right now is that he was supposedly at Chicago City Winery doing like a trivia night over the weekend. He's doing this like little mini Vanderpump Rules tour right now. So you guys tell me because I don't follow Tom Sandoval. I follow him online, but I'm not following Tom Sandoval like day to day. Is he here in Los Angeles? I have a feeling he's back in LA right now. So I assume she went with him over the weekend to Chicago. Something happened. They got in some huge fight and they got into it, right? Apparently either they got into a big fight and she saw something, maybe she saw a text, maybe she heard something, maybe whatever, and that was that. No one had heard anything for a few hours, but this morning at like crack of dawn, still dark here in Los Angeles, 6 a.m., Tom Sandoval goes live for 1 minute and 30 seconds. To go live on Instagram is such a choice at 6 a.m., meaning you haven't slept, you're drinking alcohol and smoking a cigarette at 6 a.m., meaning you haven't gone to bed. Let's be real, because you're going through all this drama with your girlfriend who's basically exposed you as a cheater again after Scandoval online. So you have now not slept. You're waking up in the morning, or no, I'm sorry, you're pulling an all nighter. You're still drinking and smoking all night. And now you've gone live like a freaking tool. You've lost your restaurant, Schwartz and Sandy's. Like you have nothing going for you, literally. And except like a Vanderpump Rules City Winery trivia tour, which makes you no money. And now you're going online and you're saying on your live absolutely nothing except at the way end saying, "Victoria made a huge mistake. She's trying to call me right now." Now, this is after both of them have unfollowed each other. Both of them have removed all of their pictures of each other online, or at least most of them. Okay. Am I going through deja vu or has this happened between them before? I remember a few months ago, someone telling me one time that like they unfollowed each other. Both of them woke up one morning and like both of them had unfollowed each other. I remember this. This is giving high school relationship. This is giving as immature as possible. They are 40. Well, I don't know how old she is. He is a 40-year-old man. He's a 40-year-old man. Unfollowing each other, cheating on and I don't know if she's like the creator of the drama and he's just like going through it because of her, or he's the creator of the drama and she's so effed up in the head because she's scared of the trust issues because of everything that he creates. I don't know. But the two of them, you could say they deserve each other. But you guys, we're going to have a come to Jesus right now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Everyone hold hands. Okay? Hold hands. We can't do this anymore. We are smart people. Well, sometimes, okay? We are better than this. I believe that we as a whole are smarter. We're stronger. We are Hold on. Todd needs to be part of this. Todd needs to lead us in this moment. We are stronger. We are smarter. This is unbecoming of us. And we're better than this. And we need to walk away from these moments. We need to walk away from getting sucked in to Tom Sandoval and his girlfriend's drama, because it's not any better than getting sucked in to like our 12-year-old kids' drama on their group chats. We are better than this. As Andrew says in the comments, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. I don't want to do this anymore with my life. There are so many other stupid reality stars that we should spend our time on than Tom Sandoval. And as Bethany has told us before, and this is for you, Tom Sandoval, go to sleep now. Go to sleep. We don't need you to be up anymore. You are not bringing anything positive to the world. Nothing good happens after, I would say, personally 10 p.m., but like midnight. Midnight, nothing good happens. Now, Todd, you can go over there. See, Todd really does add an element of maturity to our show. I can see why Bronwyn is with him. Now, I will say, at the end of this moment, I think Sandoval passed out, right? Because like, how much more can you experience? Like, how much longer does the cocaine last? Alleged. Maybe ADHD, drugs. I don't know. I did see an article over the weekend that Wolves of Wall Street have no longer been turning to cocaine, and now they're just turning to Adderall. So in case there's an Adderall shortage, don't be blaming. It's like Ozempic with diabetes, right? Don't be blaming anyone but the Wolves of Wall Street now. If you have ADHD and you can't get your Adderall, just go straight to Leonardo DiCaprio on the Wolves of Wall Street. Just go straight to Tom Sandoval's house. He's taken it all. Now, Victoria woke up from her slumber and all of a sudden went online and she's like, oh yeah, I totally blacked out last night and totally forgot that I sent the Bravo World on, I sent them crazy and I posted that. And whoops, JK, just kidding. Wrong Tom. Love you. So she posts today, like an hour ago. I would like to sincerely apologize. She chat GPT'd this. Excuse me. Hi, chat GPT. Can you write an Instagram story to sound smart and make me sound like I'm sorry for trying to screw my boyfriend? His name is Tom Sandoval. Yes, from Scandoval. Please make me sound smart. I would like to sincerely apologize for my previous post. I had a true misjudgment in a situation. Tom did not do anything. From my own personal trauma and experiences, hearing false accusations about him all the time clouded my judgment and got the best of me. Please respect him. No, I will not. Victoria, I will not. And no, he's actually been the most supportive partner. The internet can be harsh sometimes, and I'm learning how to block out the noise. I would like to learn how to block you out, Victoria. If you can teach us how to block you out, it would help. And for those of you guys that don't like me, learn how to block me out. You know what? Honestly, I would like us all to learn how to block people out who we don't like. May we all learn in 2025 how to block people out that annoy us. It would make all of us happier. Who would be on your list? I'll tell you who's top of mine. This shit. Meanwhile, Ariana's like dancing through life at the Ozfest, right? Dancing through life here at the Ozfest. She's just living it up, man. Josh said spread love, not hate. I thought he said spread his legs, not hate. That was weird. That's what Victoria does. Okay, so let's move on. Meanwhile, Tom Schwartz is like, no, not again. Sandy. Do you think Tom Schwartz, like, what is Tom Schwartz doing? I really do feel for Tom Schwartz. Every person around Tom Schwartz is imploding. Everyone, all of them, including Katie Maloney for dating a like Katie Maloney has chosen the worst man. There is no possible way that relationship ends up okay. So like 100%, every single person on Vanderpump Rules that is no longer on Vanderpump Rules, all of them are just going to like, I think in my heart, Tom Schwartz is going to be the only one that's going to make it out okay. And that's because he's probably going to leave Los Angeles. I hope Tom Schwartz moves back home. I hope he meets a sweet girl. I hope he ends up getting married, having 3 kids of his own. I hope he gets a little chubby. You know what I mean? Like happy chubby. He becomes just like a dad, like a softball dad, soccer dad. I hope he deep fries turkeys on Thanksgiving. Has a couple dogs. Watches football at home with a Coors Light. I just want Tom Schwartz to be happy. Tom Sandoval and James Kennedy are vying for the worst man of the weekend, but I still think James Kennedy takes the award. And the more I thought about it this weekend, I really want all of this energy. Like we are really hating on Tom Sandoval still today because Tom Sandoval was on TV for when he was getting all the hate. But you guys, James Kennedy is a woman abuser. And we know that. And we should not forget that James Kennedy is the person who has officially, and it's not accused anymore, through his girlfriend's mouth to a police officer, unless she is lying to police, which would be a really, really bad thing. Allie has now admitted in a police report, according to the arrest logs on Friday night, that her boyfriend, James Kennedy, Giorgio, on Tuesday night, exactly a week ago, so December 10th, he lifted her up and threw her to the ground. In what can only be imagined is not the only time. This was probably not an isolated incident. I only say that because of her quick recovery to get up the next day, get ready, look beautiful, seem so happy at the Windsor event. I spoke to a couple people who were at that Windsor event who are actually fairly close to her, who had absolutely no idea anything was wrong. And this is not someone that would have covered it up for me This is someone that had no idea anything was wrong. Like, hand to heart, no idea anything was going on to her. So she was able to really cover it up to someone that knows her fairly well for years. So that makes me concerned that this is a repeat pattern with the two of them in their relationship, and this is just the time that it got caught. Um, as we know, he did get arrested that night. As we were wondering, like, exactly why the cops did arrest him if there wasn't visible marks. Well, now we know why. She stated to the cops that he did put his hands on her, and, apparently he was in the jail for just a couple hours. We don't know if he was under the influence. I don't remember seeing anything in the police report about, like, a blood alcohol percentage or anything. He then got taken out of the, he got released on a $20,000 bail, which is $2,000 is what he had to pay, and then he, got sent back home, slept, I would imagine, all day in the same house with Allie. She went to the event, came home the next day. They were photographed separately with paparazzi. And then Friday, he never took any responsibility. So I don't know what his attorneys were thinking. I'm thinking on Friday morning, his attorneys didn't have access to that police report. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if attorneys don't have access to public logs, because you would think that the attorneys would have the wherewithal to know this is going to be public within a day, and it's going to say that the female states this on the attorney on the log. So maybe we should not disagree, or I'm sorry, maybe we should not pretend like everything was fine and it was a misunderstanding. Maybe we should take some responsibility prior to this damning log coming out. Maybe we should say, I am so sorry for the way that I acted last night. Unfortunately, I was, A, B, and C. I don't know the right wording. I'm not someone that speaks, I'm not a public, like a PR crisis in these kinds of moments type of person. So I wouldn't know what to say. But taking responsibility would probably have been the best move, because this was going to come out 12 hours later. Instead, he completely denied, called it a misunderstanding, and said, I'm going to fight the charges of picking up my girlfriend and throwing her down on the ground, which just is ridiculous. And then not only that, 24 hours later, according to TMZ, he is on a flight. Right? He was somewhere else. I can't remember exactly where he was. Let me look at the story. I don't remember. But he is DJing for a full crowd, um, as a DJ. Now, I wanna say this. A lot of people, when I posted this, were like, "Well, what are you gonna" oh, he was in Milwaukee. A lot of people are like, "Well, what are you gonna do? He had a commitment to uphold." Okay, you can say that. I think you cancel the commitment, because no money in the world is worth your reputation. And 2, go to a show and DJ like, "Yeah, and James Kennedy," does not help your public reputation 24 hours after this public record is released. Um, I don't know if these fans knew James Kennedy were coming. I didn't hear anything about the event before the event. Um, to me, it's a horrible move. It's a move showing, like, I don't give a shit, right? I think if I were him, I would say, "I'm gonna reschedule this." That's just me. I mean, that's what I would do. I would show a little bit of compassion for the moment and, like, reflection. Just show a little bit of, like, I care about the experience. Now, he did leave for 24 hours at least and left LA, so I would hope that would be a good moment for Allie to collect her belongings, and if I were her parents, I mean, no judgment towards Allie necessarily, but if I were her parents, I can tell you what I would do, you know? And I was saying this on Patreon yesterday, that the world, including myself, honestly, and I took full responsibility for this on Patreon yesterday, is the world, including myself, immediately kind of almost like judged Allie right off the bat. "Oh, Allie, like, why? You gotta leave. You gotta leave." But I am getting so many messages from victims, current and former victims of domestic violence in my DMs and messages, emails, etc. And I'm so open to it because, like I was saying on Patreon, that I've never been a victim of domestic violence as an adult. And I don't know what this is like as someone that experiences it and like is living with someone. Kids or no kids, I imagine with kids in marriage, it's so much more complicated. But if you're just cohabitating, and from my source that is good friends with Allie, she has no ownership in the house, zero. So it's not like this is her home and I don't even know if she pays rent. I imagine she maybe does, but she doesn't own the home. She has zero in the ownership. So she can move out without having to worry about like taking ownership of the house. But from everyone that I've spoken to, this is a very, very challenging situation. So I reserve judgment and I apologize for any former judgment that I did have towards Allie. Just initially, like on her reactions to it, because it's so hard to know like where your brain is in these moments. I think you're not thinking it clearly. I think your first initial reaction is to protect the one you love, and that's James in this moment. But I have heard way too many stories now from other sources of people that have known them, who have been around it, who have seen this now. This is a pattern. This is a pattern. And so I just hope that the ones around her that love her and her parents, I hope that they are helping, you know? Um, I just think as a mom, I wouldn't want my kid in that situation. It's just not worth it, right? You're too young. You're too young and you don't have kids together. Like there's no real reason to try to fight through and stay. It doesn't feel like worth it, right? And apparently it ends with us. So I was saying that it ends with us. The movie with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni just came out this weekend. And it's on Netflix. Sorry, it's on Netflix this weekend. I haven't watched it yet. I was trying to start it on Friday night, but I got so tired I didn't finish it. I just started like the first 5 minutes and then I got over it. To be honest, I started watching my phone like on TikTok and I got over it. But everyone says that it's a really, really powerful movie. And this is what it's about, which is why that whole press junket got thrown off its kilter, because Blake Lively tried to make it like a fun girls movie. But if you read the book, it's about domestic violence. It's a really heavy story. So it will be really interesting to watch that now, just kind of like with the parallels, right? But I do believe that Allie needs to to well, I'm not gonna say Allie needs to. I'm gonna say James needs to get help. James needs to get the F off of, like, DJ land, and he needs to get help. And honestly, between Tom Sandoval drinking, Coors Lights and smoking cigarettes at 6 a.m., and James Kennedy, God knows what, you know, putting his hands on women, like, the spinoff should be VPR Rehab, and that's the spinoff. It's like Celebrity Rehab VPR edition. Put Jackson there too. And honestly, maybe Brittany with her 7-gallon tequila shots. JK, not really. Like all of these people. I mean, what are we doing? There's something about VPR. It's just like it creates just the most toxic people. All right. Allie did speak up again, just very briefly on Saturday, just saying, thank you for your concerns. I'm doing fine. I appreciate you. It was a very brief little Instagram story, and that was that. So hopefully she's okay. Let's move on, you guys. Let's keep it going on the episode of. Oh, there's just like a couple little stories that I feel like I just want to touch on. Brittany Murphy, the house that Brittany Murphy died in. Remember Brittany Murphy, who we just recently talked about because she was Ashton Kutcher's ex and she died of pneumonia. Also, her husband died like just a couple months ago, a month after her, of pneumonia in that house. Also happened to be Britney Spears' home prior to that house, is now for sale. So who's buying it? Who's buying it? We need to talk about that because this is all a Diddy connection. And I believe if we want to get to the bottom of Diddy, someone needs to buy this house. Anyone? anyone. It's only $18 million. So I'm thinking Tom Sandoval could probably buy it after 3 more shows at the City Winery. I think he can get there. It's $18 million. It's where Brittany Murphy died and Britney Spears encountered bad spirits. I feel like Stassi would buy it, right? Brittany Murphy bought it fully furnished for $3.85 million, but she collapsed on the property in December 20th, 2009 at 32 years old. But now the listing is for $18 million. And David Parnes, who used to be on Million Dollar Listing, he was the British dude, he's selling it for $18 million. Oh, you guys. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anything would make me buy it. Would you guys buy a house like this that 2 people have died in? Would you? I don't think. I mean, it's got history, so, like, to have such celebrities living in it, I do think it has history. Do you guys wanna look at the Zillow listing? It does have history, but it is I mean, this isn't even the actual listing. This is just, like, the picture of it on Zillow. Okay, Sydney's 1,000,000 short. Okay, you're very close. You're very close. Ask for a loan. Should we do a GoFundMe so Sydney can buy the house? Here it is. It's public online, so I'm not sharing anything crazy. It's all over online. But this is the one picture that they show of the outside. But it's I mean, it's a beautiful home. But I couldn't do it, you guys. I would fear that I would get pneumonia just from being in the house because I feel like Diddy has put some stuff in those walls, right? And this is actually really interesting. Well, Lisa just brought up in the comments about Jamie Foxx, and this is a good little segue before we get into Sister Wives. About Jamie Foxx. Okay, we need to talk about Jamie Foxx. You may not like my answer. You may not like it. I tried to watch Jamie Foxx because a couple people came into my DMs and said, Jamie Foxx's special is phenomenal. I cried my way through it. Oh my God, I laughed. I cried. And I really wanted to like it. I did. And let me tell you, we turned it off. We turned it off about 20 minutes in, 25 minutes in, maybe. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Lance and I tried. We went out to dinner. We had a couple glasses of wine. We were like, let's watch a comedy special. Number one, no laugh. Not one laugh. And maybe one laugh. Okay. Look, he almost died. He had a really scary situation happen. And I understand that is really scary. I felt like I was watching some really over the top acting. I felt like we were watching some really performative, like it felt like a really over the top, over dramatization. I mean, it just felt like Robin Brown. Okay. It felt like he was over the top, trying to cry, trying to make the most emotional, crazy meal of it, which I get it. You almost died, but like, is this necessary for a comedy special? Maybe this is a sit down interview with Oprah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it almost felt like not the time or place. There's music involved. There's like a whole, like a special, it was like a performance. It didn't connect for me necessarily. There was a moment where Lance and I looked at each other and we were like, is this how we want to spend our night? Now, I understand that it was sad, but like, I don't know. It's like I wasn't in the place for trying to get emotional over him dying when I'm trying to sit down and watch a comedy special. You know what I mean? Don't call it the Jamie Foxx comedy special when it's not funny. I guess that's what it was. Now, I know they're trying to say it's a big racist because he says, like, I could never, you cured me. I'm never going to be with a white girl again. I don't take that as racist. I don't think it's like crazy or whatever. I think that shit is funny. Who cares? Like, that's not offensive to me. Whatever. That's whatever. I didn't even get to that part. I didn't get to that part. Maybe that was where it got funny. I missed that part because you lost me at the musical, interludes of him hysterically crying and like shivering in shakes and crying over almost dying for 30 minutes. It was real hard for me to get through. So I couldn't do it. They said this whole thing about Diddy. He mentioned Diddy like 5 times, but it wasn't, shocking. It wasn't like he said Diddy had anything to do with it. It wasn't anything. Okay. Cool. All good. Um A lot of you are saying No Good Deed is great on TV. That's on my list. That's next to watch. Last night, Lance and I watched Carry On Netflix. That's Jason Bateman and Taron Egerton. I think that's his name. It's a good movie. It gives Speed. You know that movie Speed? It's got like that time sensitive, there's a boss, there's a boss, there's a bomb on the bus type of vibe. Like you have 2 hours, you got to get through, like go, 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 Christmas time. So sorry. It was like it was like a thriller. It was kind of fun. So watch that. Okay, let's move on and talk about, I think it's time, guys. I think it's time. It's that time of the show. I hope everyone is ready because on Sister Wives, apparently there's one restaurant in Flagstaff, and that's where Robin and Cody go on their date night. Yep, same restaurant that Cody and Janelle went to. Did anyone else catch that? And I have some theories. Christine has her engagement party at Paquito Moss, I think. We'll talk about that. And Mary spends an entire episode talking shit about Robin, all on this week's Sister Wives. When I tell you, Cody and Robin go on a date night. It only took 16 seasons of Sister Wives for us to finally see Cody and Robin actually enjoy each other, allegedly. Because talking about church gets you hot and bothered. Does it work for you? Do you get romantic when you talk about church? Sexy. I don't believe that Robin and Cody went to the same restaurant as Janelle and Cody. Why? That is not a restaurant. That is the top floor of Robin's house, or Cody's house, or Janelle's house, or someone's house. That's not a restaurant. I can guarantee you that. I'm going to absolutely find where this is at. I'm going to do a deep dive. I'm getting on Reddit. I'm going to go to Facebook groups. I'm going to drive my ass to Flagstaff. I will find this restaurant that had completely different props. Talk about props. Tchotchkes. They go to TJ Maxx. Not even. They go to, what's the worst version of TJ Maxx? Not even Marshall. Like, what's the Kmart? It's not a restaurant. They put fake menus. You've never seen one waiter. No waiters come up there. Okay? It's Ross. They go to Ross. Yeah. It's this big. It's a health hazard up there. No one would want to eat up there. It's hot. There's no air. That's not a restaurant. It is an attic. It's a nook. It's a nook that like your kids want to play in and like read with their little books. And like that's normally where a kid, goes up like and smokes a little pot with their friends and like maybe, soaks. That is not a restaurant. Stop playing with us, Sister Wives. Okay, so they go up there and they're going to have a date night. But you know what they do on their date night? They talk about their daughters going to church. Now, when you go on a date night, don't you guys talk about your daughters going to church? I've never felt so turned on in my life. So sexy. But before we talk about daughters in church, we move on over to Christine and her engagement party. But I was confused because I closed my eyes and all of a sudden I thought I was watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Did anyone catch the music? I couldn't believe it. Sister Wives has done a little bit of I think their budget has changed. I need you guys to listen to the music in this. Did anyone notice this? Just close your eyes and listen to the music when they switch over from Robin to Christine. Oh, okay, TLC, I see you. Oh, 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 oh. It's very Salt Lake City. It's very Bravo coded. I was expecting Whitney to come out of the like, where's Meredith? Why weren't they invited to this little engagement party? Now, if you compare, a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City engagement party with a Sister Wives engagement party, the comparison is so shocking. It is shocking like you wouldn't believe, because I wish I could show you without like getting a copyright situation. I wish I could show you the pictures or the video of this engagement party and like what was actually happening here. It was not normal. Like, it was in a restaurant that was in a mini mall with big lots in the corner. It was a taco restaurant. It was like a McDonald's. Like, it was one of those places where you go to did anyone see the name of it? I can't remember. Where you go to the counter, you order there. You order at the counter and you get your own salsas in a little cup. And then you sit down and they deliver, you get a number. It's a Chipotle. Not even. Chipotle's better than this. Like, how would you explain it? It's like a Sharky's. That's where they had their engagement party. And Christine comes in a white dress. And Truly's there and everyone's in dresses dancing. But there's other people at the restaurant. They're calling out numbers on the microphone. Shocking. I am so annoyed with Christine on this season that I already want to fast forward this, but I'm glad I didn't. Because all Christine's talking about is the fact that she can't get this white dress dirty at her engagement party at a food court. It's It's like it's beyond. So she's already annoyed with David because he's giving her crap about the fact that she's going to get dirty. And so she's so annoyed with David. She's like, basically, I'm marrying McKelty. I'm marrying my daughter. Okay, look, we've seen it all on Sister Wives, but we've not seen someone marry their daughter. I couldn't get my head over the fact that there was a big lots in the background while she's talking about how she's marrying the love of her life. Then Peyton comes in and he goes, well, she's been engaged for 2 seconds. She's been dating for 10 seconds. They're talking about the fact that Janelle always walks around with a Tide stick in her bag for her white dress. And there's 15 other people and tables in the background. They didn't even rent out a mini mall restaurant. Nothing makes sense in this family. Meanwhile, Mary decides to go on a girls' trip to Vegas. And this is going to remind me, I need to take a moment to shout out someone for this show. Okay? This is not sponsored. But when I have a doser who does the most amazing things for me, I will always shout them out. I'm going to Vegas next week with my family. And I'm so excited about it because I love Vegas. I'm actually really I'm a Vegas girl with my husband, with my girlfriends, and with my family. And I mentioned it. And I have lots of Vegas dosers. And one doser sent me an email. Her name is Jennifer Savvy. She is a realtor. And you can reach her at jsavvy, that's JSAVI, real estate at gmail.com if you're looking for a realtor in Vegas. And she sent me the most incredible long list of family friendly things to do in Las Vegas. And I will be putting this on my next newsletter this coming weekend. So in case you ever go to Vegas with your family, this will be the list. But reach out to Jennifer if you're looking for a real estate agent in Las Vegas. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay. Mary goes to Vegas over with Jen and Brandy. And she's So excited for this girls trip, but it's not really a girls trip because all they do is end up sitting on a couch talking shit about Robin for hours. And I'm done. Can we move on? Can we get over Cody already? Like, enough. I feel like we're in a cycle. We're in a spin cycle. Christine's wedding, talking shit about Cody, talking about Robin, Christine's wedding. You guys dying over this. Meanwhile, this is the moment, though, that we did see in the preview where Mary says, "You think that was really fast? Cody, you have no interest in having a relationship with me. What else are we supposed to do? You said we shouldn't be married. What else should I do? Dumbass." Now, that was a moment I enjoyed. If you haven't seen her say that, I would highly suggest that you do watch the episode because she does say in her interview very, very strongly, "Dumbass." And I like that. And if Mary could talk and say "dumbass" more often in her interviews with Cody, I would really appreciate that. And I think it would help all of us, in future episodes. Just to always, every time she talks about Cody, she should say, "What do you think I should do? Dumbass." Okay. Now, Cody and Robin are talking about the daughters going to church just to find a hot man. And Cody, shockingly, is like, "I'm not against it." Now, tell me, is that weird? What dad is not against their daughters going to a church to find a yes, 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 yeah. What what girlfriend is not um what dad is not down to, or what dad is supportive of their daughters going to church just to find a man? I have not. I have not seen that. I have yet to seen it. Very confused by that. But of course, Cody would be down for that. He's like, "Yeah, I get it. Find yourself a good man. Find yourself a good-looking man." Creepy. He goes, I'm very interested in them going to church. They'll learn to talk to God. Now, Cody did say one thing. Everyone, this is the only time you'll ever hear me say this in the entirety of all Sister Wives recaps. Cody did say one thing that was self-aware. One thing. You ready? He said, "All I am is a knight with a sword. But because I played king with some of my other daughters, I got put aside because my closed-mindedness caused me some heartache." I was actually surprised. I was actually surprised because he knows that he was closed-minded, acting as a king with his other daughters, and it got him put aside. And I said, "You know what? That was actually good." So for now, he's actually saying, "I'm just going to be protective, but I'm not going to try to run their lives." Problem is, he screwed up his relationships with his actual kids, and now these are his stepkids. Like it's really unfortunate. I know he's like adopted these kids, but it's so unfortunate that he ruined his relationship. Finally, we go over. Oh yeah, Robin talks about how when she first met Cody, she got a lightning bolt. She forgot to say in her vagina, but I think she meant that. She felt a lightning bolt in her crotch. She got crotch. What do they say when you're pregnant and you get that feeling? Remember how they used to happen when you're pregnant and you get that like zing? Do you guys remember that? What do they call that? When you're very, very pregnant and you get like that sensation. I forget what it was called, but there is that you get. So she got that when she first saw Cody at church. And Cody loved lightning crotch. That's what it was. That's what she got. She got lightning crotch when she first met Cody. Oh my God. Emily says ring of fire. That's when you give birth. That's painful. But when she said that, when she said, "I got that crotch lightning when I saw you at church," Cody's hairs went Ramen went flying, and he was so excited. He was like, "Praise Jesus. Yes. Yes." And he got a boner. He was so excited by that moment. I think he has never been more excited. He's like, "Tell me more about how sexy I am. Tell me." Men like him want to be told how hot they are 24/7. She's like, "Yeah, when I first saw you at church, and I couldn't see the priest because your hair was so high. Cody has high body count. Has anyone put that together? Cody has high body count. So does Tom. So then we go back over to Mary talking about how Robin's the favorite. We're still talking about Robin. Then they go over, they take a drive over to the cul-de-sac. This season, we've seen the cul-de-sac more than we did when they were living in the cul-de-sac. It was like so many times. And that was kind of the end of Sister Wives. So it was kind of a dud of an episode, minus the fact that we were in a taco joint for half the episode talking about birria sauces in white dresses. The wedding that no one wants to see because we saw it already. Oh my God. Oh my God. Have Tom and Victoria broken up since I started this live? Have Tom and Victoria broken up, gotten together, broken up, gotten together? I need to know anything or everything. I need to know what the updates are because knowing our luck, they've probably broken up and gotten back together since this episode started. Look, it is not a healthy relationship. None of this is healthy. But the truth is, you cannot be in a healthy relationship if you're on reality TV. If one of your partners are on reality TV, if you are on reality TV, if you were on reality TV, if you want to be on reality TV. And I'm not really getting into Potomac today. I think I'll save it for tomorrow. But yesterday I did notice something. Kiarna, who's the new girl on Potomac, she mentioned really fast that on the show, she said her man, and I'm not a huge Potomac fan this season, but she's new, and she mentioned her man on the show is not comfortable with being on TV, which I thought was really interesting that show is breaking that fourth wall. But meanwhile, Todd over here and Bronwyn, I wish she says that. I want her to say that about Todd because that's what's really happening over there. I wish she said, look, Todd is really not very comfortable with being on TV because I think it changes our perception of these people for the ones that are just not good for TV versus the ones that are wanting to be on TV because we can see right through. There's people that want to be on TV and then there's people that don't want to be on TV. But I can say pretty confidently, and I'm sure a lot of you guys agree, if you want to be on TV as a reality star or you want to date a reality star, and this goes for someone like an Allie too, okay? Because everyone that I know who knows Allie, Raquel, Brittany Cartwright, sorry, this is the truth from what I know. They all got into these relationships knowing who these guys were. I'm pretty sure. Not I'm pretty sure. I know at least for Allie and Raquel. Brittany, she says she denies it, but allegedly she has pictures of being a fan of the show and like she had written that she was a fan of the show and she was following them. I don't know. I think most people who go on these shows or try to date people that are on these shows specifically or come to LA to try to date or go into these situations to try to date, and Allie was very much one of them. You walk into these situations knowing what you're walking into, wanting to be part of this world, wanting to be in that fame circle. And I'm not saying that Allie wanted this kind of a life. I don't think Allie wanted to be an abuse of domestic violence, an alleged victim of domestic violence. But Allie was very aware of the rumors around James, right? She knew what was going on. She had been told what was going on. All of these people knew what Kristen had said. All of these people knew what people had said. And everyone, like, I don't know why people thought that this was okay. And this is kind of what I talked about on Patreon yesterday. Ariana is confusing to me too. And I would love to know why Ariana and Kristen had such a close relationship all these years while she was riding hard for James. And she was. I mean, she wasn't like best friends with James, but she was very close to James through the years. And she was also very close with Chris and Jody through the years. How do you reconcile these things, you guys? How do we reconcile being really, really close with someone who says, this man physically injured me, and then you're hanging out with him at his house? You're going on vacations with him. You're doing all these things with him. That is confusing to me as a human being. It's for the show. Oh, it's my job. Well, then why is it okay for that person? Why is it not okay for that person? Like, where does the line cross, right? Then why was it not okay for Lala to do it with Tom Sandoval for the job? This is the thing. It's all one big web of hypocrisy with all of these people. When James is sitting there at the reunion feeling holier than thou, talking so much crap about how horrible Tom Sandoval is, when James is sitting there at Tom Sandoval's birthday party in season 11 talking about how disgusting and horrible Tom Sandoval is, when James loves to talk badly about Jax, when James was getting the number one guy in the group, when the world, all these Bravo content creators were bowing down to James. And I felt so weird about it the entire time. Not saying I was holier than thou by any means. I just had a bad vibe about James this entire time, because I remember seeing all these bad things. And I was thinking to myself, like, are we just forgetting history? Are we just forgetting all this bad behavior? This is what I'm saying is, like, two things can be true about a lot of these people, but we have to question, like, where's the equal treatment to all of these honestly disgusting people? Disgusting people, right? Let's keep just talking about it and having these conversations, right? Um, James has not said a word, I don't believe, since anything, and I would love to see where he goes with this. I would love to, because I don't know how you continue on and pretend like this is still a misunderstanding. So, uh, and if Allie continues to not say one word, then that means that we really know what's going on, right? Love you guys. I hope everyone's having an amazing Monday. Let's definitely continue to talk about this. I appreciate all your support, love. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you tomorrow on Daily Dose of Donna. Bye.